Imagine you're in a giant shopping mall on a summer afternoon. There's the smell of hot food from the food court, music playing over the speakers, and kids begging their parents for new toys. Now, imagine you hear a loud crack. The floor rumbles under your feet. People look around, nervous. Then suddenly, boom! The entire ceiling crashes down. Shoppers scream, glass shatters, and before you can even run, everything collapses into darkness. Unbelievable, right? Believe it or not, that's exactly what happened in Seoul, South Korea in 1995. And one young woman, Park Seung-hyun, became the last survivor pulled alive from the ruins. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today we're traveling back to the summer of 1995 to one of the worst peacetime disasters in South Korea's history, and the incredible miracle of survival that shocked the entire world. It was June 29th, 1995. The Sampoong Department Store in Seoul was a favorite spot for families and teenagers. The building was massive, 5 stories tall, with bright pink walls and marble floors. On that afternoon, thousands of people packed the store to shop, eat, and escape the summer heat. But the store had a dangerous secret. During construction, corners had been cut. Support columns were thinner than they should have been. Engineers had even warned the store's managers that the structure wasn't safe. Cracks had been spotted in the ceiling weeks before, but instead of closing, managers kept the doors open. At 5:57 p.m., shoppers heard terrifying noises, like gunshots echoing through the building. People froze. Then suddenly, the ceiling buckled. The floor gave way. In just 20 seconds, the entire department store collapsed into a mountain of rubble. The disaster was enormous. More than 1,500 people were trapped. Rescue teams rushed to the site, but the rubble was dangerous, unstable, and with fires and broken gas lines making the air toxic. For days, they dug carefully, calling out into the ruins. "Is anyone alive?" But among all the tragedy, there were stories of hope. One of the people buried deep inside was 17-year-old Park Seung-hyun. She had been shopping that afternoon, and when the building collapsed, she was pinned under heavy concrete slabs. She was trapped beneath the rubble. She was crushed under broken walls, surrounded by darkness. The air was thick with dust, and it was pitch black. She couldn't move. She couldn't scream loudly. All she could do was wait. For days, rescue teams worked tirelessly, digging through the collapsed concrete. One by one, survivors were pulled out. But as the days passed, hope began to fade. And yet, Park Seung-hyun was still alive. Despite the catastrophic failure of the structure, she managed to find a small air pocket amidst the debris. This space provided her with enough air to breathe and allowed her to survive without serious injuries. Now, most survivors were rescued in the first 48 hours, but Seunghyun was trapped far deeper. And she survived by licking rainwater that dripped down through the cracks in the rubble. She prayed. She imagined her family's voices. She told herself over and over, "I will survive." Rescue workers never gave up. They listened carefully with special microphones, searching for faint signs of life. Finally, on July 13th, 17 days after the collapse, they heard a weak tapping sound. Digging carefully, they uncovered a tiny pocket of air. And there, unbelievably, was Seunghyun. She was dehydrated, thin, and weak, but alive. Doctors called it a miracle. The world's news cameras captured her rescue, and millions of people celebrated her survival. And get this, the first thing she asked for upon being rescued? Her mom. She said that getting to see her mother's face and tell her she loved her one more time is what kept her going throughout the ordeal. Now that's what I call the true power of a mother's love. Park Seung-hyun became the last person pulled alive from the Sampoong collapse. Her courage, faith, and determination turned her into a symbol of hope for all of South Korea. Now it's your turn to think about it. Can you imagine being trapped in the dark for 17 long days? With no food, no freedom, and no idea if anyone would ever find you? What would keep you going? Would you pray? Would you think of your family? Would you try to stay calm? Or get yourself out? Seunghyun's story isn't just about survival. It's about hope. Even when the odds were almost impossible, she never gave up. And because she held on, rescuers didn't stop searching. Today, her story teaches us an important lesson. No matter how hopeless something feels, even the smallest flicker of determination can keep us alive until help comes. That's it for today's death-defying episode of Believe It or Not, the incredible true story of Park Seung-hyun, the last survivor of the Sampoong Department Store collapse. Next time, we've got another awesome rescue story. 2 heroes with 4 legs. On September 11th, 2001, 2 guide dogs named Salty and Roselle led their blind owners safely down dozens of flights of stairs and out of the Twin Towers in New York City. Their courage will amaze you. Until then, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.